What is toxic productivity? How does toxic productivity affect you, both in your personal life and your professional life? And what is an alternative to toxic productivity? There are 5 aspects of toxic productivity that we are going to address today, and then I want to offer you a fantastic solution to this whole issue of toxic productivity. So let's get into it. Number 1, toxic productivity is working for the sake of working rather than because there is a purpose to the work that you are doing. So have you ever been in that situation where you are going through the motions? You've created this big long task list, but maybe you haven't really stopped to consider, why am I doing this work? What is the end result? What is the purpose of this work? Is this even really necessary? How is this contributing to my goals? How is this going to further my progress? All of those pieces. Instead of focusing on the actual progress towards meeting goals, it's much more about, I'm working, I'm doing all this work. Look at me checking off tasks from my list. Look at me continuing to do all of this work, working so much, working for the sake of working. This goes hand in hand with the glorification of busy work. So again, it's kind of that illusion of productivity. It's really this illusion because you are so focused on just going through the motions and doing a whole bunch of different tasks that you are not really thinking about, is this actually supporting me and helping me achieve my goals? Is this contributing to the bigger project? Or is this just going through the motions, running through this hamster wheel of working, and there's actually no real purpose to this work? So that's the first aspect of toxic productivity. Number 2, toxic productivity applies virtue to working. So this goes hand in hand with overworking, hustling to the point of burnout, and things like working every single weekend or every evening. Again, it's not about the value of the work and the end result of the work and the enjoyment of the journey of working, but instead it's about feeling virtuous that you are working and having a particular idea in your mind about what it means to be a hard worker, what it means to be a good worker. Applying virtue to working can be very problematic. It can really spiral things out of control because, as I mentioned, it can lead to a lot of things like burnout. It can lead to drastically overworking, chronic overworking, which is a huge problem for a lot of people, and really getting away from the everyday enjoyment of your personal life, of your hobbies, of your loved ones, all of these different aspects. Instead, it's simply about, how much work was I able to do? How many hours was I able to work this week? Amazing. And that's it. And not really thinking about, what did I do during those hours though? Was it useful or not? It really takes away the pleasure of the work that you are doing. And it also detracts from your ability to take a break and to rest. So that is the second aspect of toxic productivity. Number 3, toxic productivity is a neglect of your energy management. So here you're focusing more on time management hacks and doing things as fast as possible rather than focusing on doing a high quality job, producing high quality work. This goes hand in hand again with that burnout piece, as well as overwhelm, because you're just trying to run through the motions, doing things as quickly as possible without really looking at the quality of it, both of the work that you are doing, right? So the quality of the work that you are doing, as well as the quality of your life, the quality of your mental health, the quality of your thought processes, the quality of your relationships, all of those sorts of pieces. Energy management is crucial. It is the foundation of good time management and healthy productivity. But when we neglect our energy management, that can really contribute to tons of this toxic productivity. So that was the third aspect of toxic productivity. Number 4, toxic productivity is rooted in capitalist, patriarchal, white supremacy systems. This goes hand in hand with the idea that there is one right way to be productive, that there is a one-size-fits-all approach that will work for everyone. And if it doesn't work for you, then that means that you are doing it wrong. You are the problem. It's your fault rather than the system's fault. This is a really, really big one. Everything that we are doing when it comes to this toxic productivity mentality is truly rooted in capitalism. It's rooted in the patriarchy. It's rooted in white supremacy. It's rooted in these ideas, these ideals that are built into all of those systems. It is designed to force other people down. It is designed to only promote white, cis, hetero men, able-bodied men. So it's really important that we understand how toxic productivity is rooted in all of those things, because that means that being anti-racist, being intersectionally feminist, all of those aspects are really important for ensuring that we can overhaul this toxic productivity mentality and create new structures of much healthier productivity and in much better ways, so that it is fully customized for all of us, so that it suits all of our different needs, so that it addresses how all of us are very different people. We all have different needs. We all come from different backgrounds, all of these different types of things. And therefore, the systems that we use, the methods that we use, the processes and strategies that we use all need to be fully customized to us to accommodate for those particular situations. So that is the fourth aspect of toxic productivity. Number 5, toxic productivity is associated with guilt and shame and judgment around taking breaks or resting or putting yourself or your own needs before your work. This goes hand in hand with being very ego-driven and getting our sense of fulfillment and satisfaction from proving ourselves at how hard we can work, rather than thinking about the results and the goals and what it takes along the way, right? That journey of producing work. So all of this goes right back to our first point of working for the sake of working. All of these pieces, these 5 aspects of toxic productivity that I just mentioned, they all feed into one another. They all support one another. They're all integrated. And so you will want to address each of them and unpack each of them to get the best benefits, but you will also find that by even addressing just one of these 5 aspects, it's going to have a positive effect on the other aspects. It's going to start to undo the unhealthy aspects, the toxic aspects of those pieces as well. So they can support one another and feed into one another, but also when you start to chip away at one piece, that means that these other pieces start falling away too, which is really, really good. That's what we want. We want to undo all of this toxic productivity. And again, as I mentioned with that 5th aspect, toxic productivity is associated with guilt and shame and judgment around taking breaks, right? There's so many pieces where where if we are living in this toxic productivity sort of system, this toxic productivity society, it's encouraging us to have a lot of self-judgment, self-guilt, self-shame, so that we are then forced to stay within the toxic productivity system. It tries to prevent us from escaping. So I hope that you are starting to see that toxic productivity, besides all of the things that I just mentioned, where it's, very problematic in many different ways, but it's also actually really inefficient, right? If we are going back to the entire purpose, the concept of toxic productivity, we go back to that purpose of what is productivity? What is the entire purpose of being productive? It's about being efficient. Well, if you're looking at toxic productivity, it actually makes everything really inefficient. So toxic productivity is not real productivity. It is the illusion of productivity that is actually designed to make you more exhausted, to make you more burned out, so that you cannot escape the cycle of toxic productivity. It's very insidious. So toxic productivity is inefficient. It's a huge waste of time. It really decreases the quality of your work. It often saps the joy out of your work, and it tries to make you conform to a particular box in which you end up living to work rather than working to live. So what is the answer to toxic productivity? If you now are like, okay, Sagan, this is important. I clearly need to get out of this. What's the answer? What is our alternative to toxic productivity? I don't want to live in this system anymore. How can I escape it? What can I do at an individual level? The answer to working through toxic productivity, the answer to all of this is anti-hustle productivity. So this is why I created Productivity Powerhouse, which is my signature anti-hustle e-course that teaches you how to make your productivity systems and methods work for you so that you end up saving 10 hours a week every single week. And you manage to do it without the overwhelm and burnout. So you are saving time, you are freeing up time, but you aren't working more intensely during the time that you are working. You're actually doing it without the overwhelm, without the burnout. You're also ensuring that you create a beautiful and enjoyable work-life balance, that you make amazing progress on your goals, and that you live your life and do your work in alignment with your personal values, with your lifestyle and your personality wants and needs, and with your particular unique vision for the future. All of that is what we do inside my Productivity Powerhouse e-course. You will be able to save 10 hours a week every single week without burnout and overwhelm, while making amazing progress on your goals, while enjoying healthy work-life balance. You get to do it all. You get to have it all. So you can get access to all of that. You can learn the concepts, the theories, and the practical actions, the customizable strategies when you join Productivity Powerhouse. And you can do that at saganmorrow.com/powerhouse. Link is in the show notes. So there you have it. Now you know what toxic productivity is, and you also have your next step to overcome toxic productivity once and for all in both your personal life and your professional life. The answer is anti-hustle productivity, and everything that you need to know about anti-hustle productivity, including how to take that strategic, customized action on all of this to be able to implement it in the best way for you. All of that is all yours when you join Productivity Powerhouse. I can't wait to see you inside that e-course. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button to give this video the thumbs up, and also drop a comment below sharing your favorite takeaway from today's video.